Hey everybody, I'm Francesca Maxime, and this is WiseGirl. Thanks so much for tuning in. Once again, just to repeat, WiseGirl isn't so much because I'm so wise, but because I'm encouraging you to discover your own inner wisdom, whether or not you're a wise girl or a wise guy. So just to put that out there. I just wrapped up the tail end of my meditation teacher training this weekend, and one of the things that was said that I thought really resonated not only with me, but with a bunch of other folks was that, we're in the business of space creation, which I thought was great. We're not talking about NASA, the space agency, so much as we are creating internal space within ourselves so that we can better able, that we're better able to respond to certain things in our lives that may be a little bit troubling or upsetting, or things that we may not otherwise normally handle the way that we would like to. But that if we create more space, or you can call it a pause or a gap or any of those kinds of terminologies, you can definitely see that your ability to respond as opposed to react is greatly increased. So for example, just this morning I was doing my laundry in my New York City co-op building. And what does that mean? Well, that means that when you go down there, there's sometimes people that are trying to do their laundry as well. And so, one of the gentlemen who was there, who had gotten there just after me, was really upset. He's like, "How many loads do you have?" "4 loads. And he went kind of, crazy. And he's like, "Well, I guess I'll have to do it later in the afternoon." And, there's a couple things I could have done, right? One, I could have just caved and said, "Well, you can go first. You can have the laundry machines." And that would have been fine. But the question is, why would I have done that, right? Would I have done it simply to be generous and to be kind because I had the time to give? Would I have done it because I felt like I wasn't worthy and I needed to give up my place in line, so to speak, in order to allow this man to, sort of jump ahead in line in front of me? Or would I have been doing it, out of anger or spite in some way for myself? Like, I just wouldn't think that I'm possibly worthy of being the one to do the laundry. Anyway, maybe that's more like number 2. Or do I just do the laundry, which I did do, and do it out of a form of spite, right? Like, what's my energy and my intention going into it? Am I saying, "Haha, I got here before you, and, you're a loser and I win," or whatever? Or am I just simply holding my space, right? It's a big difference. Am I simply saying, "Well, this was the time that I chose to do it. This is when I was able to do it. Everything was sort of fair and square. Nobody's going to die. This is an okay kind of situation." So I allow myself to just sort of step in and do what my intention was, right? Because those other kinds of behaviors, either doing something spitefully or with that kind of energy and sort of taking over and wishing someone ill in the process, or doing something that betrays yourself and your own original intention, those kinds of things are neither, helpful or useful to you or to others. So to kind of find that middle path where you're able to evaluate the situation and discern what's wise, I think is a good thing. And there was another man who came into the laundry room afterwards, and he also was sort of all in a kerfuffle over all this activity and whatever. And, what I did was, which I would not have done had I not been meditating for the last year or two, is I was able to just say, have a really nice day. Enjoy your day. Have a good day. And wish them well in an intention that wasn't Pollyanna, but was more like, wow, I can sort of try to change the energy here by simply noticing that everybody's sort of doing the best they can. Everybody's really trying to get the things that they need done in their lives done, but they really don't know necessarily the best way to communicate that. And so oftentimes we take things personally that we needn't take so personally. So I would just encourage you to consider where the opportunities are to sort of say, am I doing this because I want to be right or because I want to be happy? Do I want to promote a real sense of well-being for all, or am I trying to work out some inner conflict within me by projecting my anger and frustration onto the other person who may happen to be in the laundry room or driving next to you or in the grocery line or, at work, one of your colleagues or something like that. So I think there's lots of opportunities for us to really kind of recognize when we can just sort of create space, again, within ourselves through the process of meditation, sitting on a cushion, going and sitting in a chair, being quiet, learning to focus on our breath. I can get more into that later if you want. But the bottom line is that it enables us to respond more appropriately to situations, not get so triggered, and then that kind of promotes well-being all along the line. And we tend to have happier lives and actually attract more of what we want. It's funny how that kind of works. All right, I'm Francesca Maxime. This is today's edition of Wise Girl. Thanks so much for checking it out, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, and feel free, tweet me, email me, whatever you want to do. You can find me online. Bye.